excited to hear these gentlemen who are like pillars in the packaging or managing the packaging. So I would be a bit more direct in the interest of the time. I want these people to speak more. So a very warm welcome to all of you who are here on the 12th Pharma Pro&Pack Expo. And packaging is now no longer an end-line trivial manufacturing activity. Now it is like slowly migrating into more strategic and creating, I would say, a competitive advantage for the company. And I come from a company where packaging has literally been a differentiator in the market. So whenever you pick up a Mankind, it is like very attractive and very, so this is how we treat packaging. And I would also say that the packaging is now evolving where patient not only wants to have a convenience, but also a trust. The regulator wants, I would say, traceability. Government needs sustainability, right? And company or the organizations want that they don't leak in their revenue from counterfeit medicines. And thus now the supply chain also wants a feedback in terms of services or in terms of how much sales which has happened. So now everything is like moving in and around packaging. So now packaging is a most important thing. And yesterday I was like talking, even for the legacy plant, what we are going to do is to put an high level packaging, and the data being generated from these machines will be centrally monitored at our control towers. अब पूरी प्लांट को तो हम लोग नहीं डिजिटलाइज कर सकते, और अल्टीमेटली क्या मैटर करता है, कितने डब्बे निकले, कितना वॉल्यूम्स निकला. At least we can get a better view about the things from the end of the packaging line, because that is ultimately going into the market, right? So पूरे प्लांट में जो 32 के 32 प्लांट को डिजिटलाइज करना बड़ा मुश्किल है मेरे लिए, और दूसरा कुछ तो इतनी लेगेसी मशीन है जिसमें लाल और हरे बटन के अलावा कुछ है ही नहीं. तो एटलीस्ट if I do an end-line digitalization, that is going to help, and that is why how the packaging will become more important when it comes to digitalization or automation as well. Yeah. I would like start this very directly, and my first question is with Mr. Srinivas. मैं इनका नाम देकर डर गया था वैसे. मैंने फिर बोला मैं श्रीनिवास ही बोलूँगा भाई. So what do you, Srinivas ji, what do you see as a single biggest disruptor for the pharmaceutical packaging over next few decades? क्या है, whether it is AI, sustainability, or serialization, or any other technology which will become a disruptor in future?
Okay. Yeah, first let me thank M&M for organizing this always future-ready seminars for the pharma fraternity. Thank you, Abhay, as well. So if you ask me, even for anyone's mind, the first thing comes, buzzword is AI. But for me, I don't think AI is a disruptor here. It is, for me, it's more like an enabler, because the AI helps us in vision systems and analyzing the data from the serialization and so on and so forth. But this all helps us improving the efficiency and the quality of the layer which is already there. The second point you talked about, the serialization. See, we passed that stage. It was a disruptor a decade ago, and we all learned, evolved, and we are already ready to the future. Of course, there are some incremental arrangements to be made to make it more this thing, nothing other than that. And you also talked about the sustainability, right? That is the third one you are talking about. See, for me, not only for me, for the whole pharma industry, this is going to be the disruptor. See, the coming 2030, how many people realize, I don't know, the European regulations which is coming into the effect with respect to the sustainable monolayer recyclable pharma packaging material usage. So that we already developed our products, we already done the stability studies, we started exporting to the various countries, European countries particularly. But now you have to do everything redo because our pharma packaging protects our product. We already developed our formulation considering the existing packaging materials. We have been using for years together. But now from there, you need to change quickly. 2030 is not so far. To convert completely to the next stage, everyone should think and should start prepare from now onwards. This is going to be a big disruptor for us going forward. That's what.
Yeah, thank you. Anyone wants to add to this? Yeah.
So rightly said, AI definitely won't be the disruptor. Sustainability would be the disruptor basically because we are getting the EU guidelines and deadlines, 2030 for minimization, 2030 for recyclability. So recyclability would be a major challenge because at the most we can develop a blister with monolayers. In that also there will be challenges because replacing a foil with a monolayer like polypropylene and polyethylene would be a challenge. But how do you develop or a nasal pump? A nasal pump is made up of multiple components, moving parts, and some parts are in drug contact, some are functional. So one cannot develop a nasal pump with single component. Definitely there will be a metal part, polymers will be there. So regulations will be they will give exemptions for certain components and devices, but lot of innovation is required. Lot of research is required to develop such kind of pumps and all. So definitely, as you rightly said, sustainability will be the major disruptor.
Right. So I have people from IIP as well. So I just want this point to be noted. And the biggest thing is that the pharma guys are like they are not only conservative, but also afraid of the regulators and also the formulators who was like formulating. So if they propose any change, I think a lot of support needs to come from the colleges actually. This is a very important point, and so that confidence comes into us who are sitting on this dais and they are able to like drive this sustainability in all R&D centers. Yeah. So may you want to add something?
Just, one thing is, pharma, the sustainability, we should not mix up with the pharma and the other
Right.
development team with the sustainability part. See, in as per the guideline, you can use the 30% of recycled packaging material in the any material from the shampoo bottle, all these things. Is it possible for the pharmaceutical? Who is going to give us the support? Nobody is giving the support to us. This is the most challenging part. Even I make the sustainable packaging material, this is the extractable, leachable, who will pass? My formulation always tell, no, I don't want to change anything on that. I don't want to touch on that, anything on that. So this is the major challenge even in the pharma sector because there is a direct contact with the drugs. So if I consider the solid oral doses, if I consider liquid oral doses, the plastic material, thousands of extractable and leachable material will come to the product. Who are going to taste there and challenge this? Which regulator is going to support me? So it's easy to say to sustainability, bring in the primary pharmaceutical packaging material. It's very challenging, very tough, yes, but you need to work in the material science. I believe material science is much more important thing. Globally is working the conventional packaging material to the any new material science which can help us to given the barrier as well as the stability on these things.
So thanks. Yeah.
Just wanted to add one more point. Like we have seen in the European guideline, there are many countries within Europe. And once a global guideline is published, then each and every country comes up with their own guideline. So I think this will be one more disruptor where you fix a guideline, then the guideline changes from country to country. There will definitely be a need of a harmonization aspect where you can digest something which is possible technological way. I think that will be also one of the challenge that we will face.
So we have been always been a laundry house to Western and the yeah. So they will always say carbon footprint and all, but they still want us to do the all the dirty work. So that is something which we like. हमको ना वो विरासत में मिला हुआ है. तो I think uh, the point here is that I think you made up a very right point at Soumya. We need to also like balance between the right material or do a material science. But I still want to excite the institutions like IAP to start working on sustainability, because a lot of support will be needed from such institutions to the pharma company, because the sustainability will become a big disruptor, no doubt about it. So नहीं तो इसी में खत्म हो जाएगा. Let's move to the second
Just
point.
one point, sir.
Yeah, very critical, but yeah, very critical point.
We have included in the syllabus of IIT PG program, sustainability now concept is not there in the subject in the syllabus, and in the syllabus committee we have included that.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much. And
It will
it's not only true for this field, what I mean, like requesting this. And I think next week I'm also having, I'm forcing rather the government of India to give incentives on green chemistry as well. अभी क्या हो रहा है कि पीएलआई भी उनका फोकस में ना, पीएलआई को छोड़ो, आप ग्रीन केमिस्ट्री भी दो, पीएलआई का जो होना था सो हो गया. And yes, so अभी क्या है, I'm like forcing them. So I think, and the green chemistry में I didn't call anyone from IITs. I called the जो normal chemistry के जो colleges थे ना, because वो लोग अपने projects को आगे put forward करते. तो real science पे अब काम करने की आवश्यकता आ गई. If sustainability is a disruptor, we need to start working on the real science. I think the point made was very valid. The material and also a support which the academia has to give to industry. Oh, owners are like enterprising, but definitely when it comes to the basic science, the support should come from the institutions.
One just point important. Sir, there is a deadline of 12th August 2026. You may be aware of this. Now the expectation of EU Commission is that heavy metals to be restricted. There is a limit for heavy metals and there is a limit for PFAS. So when we were interacting with our vendors, they were not at all aware of this, and we are just 1 month or two, more than just 1 month ahead of this. Now, ECLAR, you may be knowing that ECLAR is not free of PFAS. Definitely, it will be having a lot of PFAS. If at all, if it is 12th August is the deadline, how can you replace ECLAR with other material? And lot of molecules are stable in ECLAR. Right. So, rightly said by Soumyanath that it's not overnight we cannot change. Overnight it's not, it's difficult to change. It should be in a phase manner actually.
No, you are absolutely right what you are talking. But like industry is not still ready. Like as in, we are all not ready. We are not realizing it is a landmine in making. Because like it requires a lot of efforts right from the institutions. Then no ending exactly.
मेरा point एक ही था, to bring up this as a first question, कि ना being a responsible person, एक बार ना just start bringing up this point in all forums which you are attending when it comes to cross-functional meetings with the R&D, because if that is not been brought on the table of the boardroom, I would say that the entrepreneurs or the promoters will not come to know about this importance. और कभी-कभी भी ना दूसरे के ना टोपी के नीचे उंगली करके थोड़ा सा खुजली करना जरूरी होता है. So I want you guys to start doing that. So मैं ना मतलब मॉडरेटिंग से जा रहा, मैं आपको एक्साइट करना चाह रहा हूँ कि अब समय आ गया है इसका कि इस पे थोड़ा सा फार्मा को आप लोग जाकर सस्टेनेबिलिटी वाले पॉइंट पे, बिकॉज दिस इज द बिगेस्ट डिसरप्टर एंड वी विल लैंड अप समथिंग लाइक कार्बन फुटप्रिंट एंड पीपल विल बोले ये बहुत पैसा कमा रहे हैं, इन पे ना कुछ नहीं तो पेनल्टी लगाओ, एंड द यूरोपियन यूनियन विल स्टार्ट punishing us by putting up some taxes or some penalties. And also not only in there, slowly EPR may, if the company like Mankind on EPR, they are spending 36 crores per annum. It's not a joke actually. 36 करोड़ मैं पूरे ऑल ओवर इंडिया के प्लास्टिक को लेकर के रिसाइकिल कर रहा हूँ. तो this is also a cost. This is a huge cost. Okay, sorry. Tridip, despite like rapid advances and automation in most pharmaceutical packaging line, but still I see that there is significant manual intervention. So what are the biggest barrier to achieve a truly automated packaging line? So our pet food packaging packs nearly 60 metric ton of pet food a day with 6 people in Welch. वो दिन हम लोग कब देखेंगे इंडिया में? मैंने कितना मेट्रिक टन बोला? सोच सकते हैं आप लोग. और 6 लोग हैं बस पूरे ऊपर से नहीं. और जो साइलो से जब गिरता है ना, तो जो उन्होंने डेक बनाया हुआ है, हम लोग जो देखते वो डेक पर से देखते नीचे. कंप्लीट ट्रांसफर. तो वो दिन हम लोग कब देखेंगे? तो दैट इज द क्वेश्चन टू यू त्रिदीप.
Thank you, Abhay. So I have seen this very close in Dr. Reddy's stint. So I have now total 11 years experience in Dr. Reddy's. I have seen this shift. So when I joined around 2014, we were doing the same activity as you told. There are lines, like the most of the filling lines, the initial manufacturing lines are automated. So input material you give and then the output comes as automatic. That was there for a very, very long time. So but packaging, what I have seen that the shift is slowly happening. So the disruptors or the barriers that I see currently, first one is the visibility around the different kind of packs that you have. That is the biggest issue that I see. So when, for example, I'm planning to design a line, a secondary packing line, automation, end-to-end automation, let's say from labeling till the case packing. So I start with a specific gamut of product. So let's say I have 10, 15 products where I have the visibility. And there are many products which are there in the pipeline where I may have visibility, may not have visibility. But what happens when we start with the interaction with all these packaging manufacturers, we give them a scope note. And what I have seen personally, the scope note change complete when the machine arrives into plant, because your future products has come in. So they are having a different kind of packaging requirement due to easy access. Basically what we do in the generic industry, generally we tend to copy the R&D in order to gain easy access and first to market. So in that thing, we end up introducing lot of complexity which was never thought of during the design of the machine. I feel this is one of the biggest disruptor that I have seen. So I will give you two practical examples that I have seen in my stint in the packaging development. So we started developing one of the line for the injectable. It's an end-to-end injectable packing line. It starts from basically from the filling line, the product directly gets transferred to the packing line. There is no touch. So the vials comes on an overhead conveyor and then it gets fed to the packing line and finally we get a shipper outcome. So the line is designed to have no touch operation. That was the vision when we built the machine. But what we realized when the machine started functioning, we have lot of complexity got built up start from the inception of the packaging project till the delivery. And we have now new formats which are not possible to run in the line. So this is one of the disruptor that I see. Second one is complexity related to the packaging material itself.
Yes.
So what I see that the consistency in the packaging material or the understanding what is needed for the machine in order to run smoothly, zero touch operation, is missing somewhere. So either we are not able to spell it correctly in terms of specification or in terms of supply of the material. Like this, if the material comes in this kind of supply, then only it can run in the packing line. If your orientation is mixed up in the supply lot, you put it into a magazine and then suddenly the machine stops. In simple cases like case packer also, the flaps does not close. because of some design issues or because of some poor cutting operation done at vendor's end. So those things I see as a disruptor. One more example I wanted to give is the complete automation which we did in the pen packaging line. So it starts from the infeed of the cartridge. It has visual inspection, assembly, then labeling, then packing, and then case packing. So in this area also, if you see, like we start with one product, we have visibility of 2-3 products. Then we build a machine, let's say assembly machine, with 3 different products. And suddenly the development comes in, a new product comes in, and we have never thought of it during the assembly line. So now you are not able to fit it into the assembly line. It cannot be a retrofit. Now you build up one more machine to it. So this is how we build up complexity. So what I feel, visibility when we are designing the entire packing line, vision is very, very important. Bring in all the information which is available, start from the portfolio, get all the information in advance. So that can be one of the things which can help us in doing. It is possible. We have done it in a couple of lines where it is starting till end. It is possible to do it.
And I think you missed one.
Just I want to add to.
एक मिनट वो पैसा. Yeah, you should mention paisa. So that is very actually important. And the machine which is like talking about is IWK, it seems like, yeah. And so the other 2 company also went, and it's some small tweaking to that. But yeah, the money and the capital thing is also one of the very important. And if there are any manufacturers who are listening to us here, who are Indian, should like listen to us very carefully. Sorry, yeah.
No problem. See, like the manufacturing part, up to the manufacturing make the coated tablet available for the packing. Most of the companies, even in our organization, we achieved, we don't need an operator to run a coating machine or a compression machine. We already reached there. But when coming to the packaging line, see, as we all know, all the packaging line manufacturers, because if you see a bottle line, it is a integration of the multiple equipments, right? So they're all automated the individual lines, individual equipments, but the integration part is the biggest threat here. Like, again, regulations need somebody still checking the counting of the tablets, whether it is happening correctly with the counter. The induction sealing is happening correctly. Like, no, these are all, like, no, he talked about the design front of it, but operation front, still we are unable to remove the people from the packaging line. Even though it can run smoothly, but still, like, no, whatever efforts we made it, like, no, we put our efforts, our counter, we never had a single count failure. We never had a single sealing failure. These are the major market complaints for any packaging line. But we reached a stage, but still we are not able to do because of the other reasons.
Sir, can I add one thing, sir?
Yeah.
Just one. How many pharmaceutical companies you know, anybody can count it, hardly 10, 15 you can say, big companies. You know how many pharma companies is in India? 30,000. 30,000 pharma company. The talk we are talking about all the big companies, automation, all these things. If you go to any domestic company, third-party company, this rotary machine still is there. Lal and Pila buttons. See, whatever we are talking, it's automation, all these things, it's required because the regulatory demand on that. We are exporting this product to the outside of India, and US pressurized you to do all this automation. Otherwise, I'll give the 483. So this is the recorder. Otherwise, if you talk about other company, 26,000 company, how they are making the packaging and tablet manufacturing, still they are doing all this conventional. 30,000 people is working manually, all these things. See, it will take more time to do all these things, to integrate all these automation, all these things. I believe we'll do, but take time on this. It's a practical experience, I'm telling you.
ये श्रीनिवास जी को ना बाहर पकड़ लेना आप, because the kind of automation what he has done, and he's also reaping a benefit out of it. And I can, if I share his conversion cost, is 11 paisa. So automation is like not only is needed for all such kind of thing, but also the conversion cost. Are you getting my point? So that is also very important aspect. And the next question is to Satam. So how do you envision the pharmaceutical pack of packaging industry or packaging total thing by 2035? I got lot of glimpses from Chakravarti's presentation, but as per you, what could be uh, next thing coming in packaging?
Okay, thank you. So 2035 is one more decade ahead.
Yeah.
So, if you see one decade behind, 2016 or 15, RFID was there. So each blister will not have a RFID, that is sure. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होगा कि blister में RFID आएगा 2035 में. But definitely the pack is going to be smart. Now you said let us take a manufacturing. The packs, unit packs, the design of the pack will definitely determine the productivity. Even a slightly better design of a vial will give a better the speed, the stoppages. Say take a rubber stopper. If the rubber stopper design is not fitting with the vial properly, then there will be a bunking, rubber stopper bunking. So design of packaging material by design will definitely determine, and these designs are getting improvised. If we one decade behind and today, see the designs, see the cartons, see the boards. Now this is going to be evolved, and the productivity definitely is going to be increased. But the mindset, like as he said, that small companies will never afford. Now, for example, blister, assembling the blister in that magazine, that is the manual only. So that steps will be manual, but cartoning will be automatic. They will go for a cartoning machine and all. So interface from packaging component to manufacturing is there, and it will go on, evolving properly in the next decade. Coming to user patient, and a healthcare provider, HCP, and in your patient, the regulations like take as example of the child resistant packaging, 16 CFR, 1700.20 is implemented for 2 decades. All the packs are child resistant now. Blister packs are child resistant, whatever in US market. Secondly, the design control. Let us take an example of combination product. Now, except blister, majority all are drug device combination products. Let us take ophthalmic 3-piece container, it falls under combination product. So, by design, regulators had made an arrangement that your pack will be user friendly. There will be lot of risk assessment until the pack is developed and it reaches the end user. So, I will say going forward to cut short, design control, you may be knowing the design control, how to design the product, drug device combination product. Even a liquid oral products with a measuring cup or oral syringe falls under drug device combination product. We have to maintain a design history file, and in the interest of the end user needs. So user needs are to be met by the design. So I see the pack will have lot of interface. Today itself the packs are getting evolved, and there is a lot of interface between the user and the pack. So 2035, no major like dramatic miracle is not going to happen, but the packs will be user friendly and mostly patient compliance will be there.
So anyone?
I just wanted to add 2 examples which I heard recently. So these are very interesting examples. One of the example is linked to what Chakravarti AVPS was telling. Like we forget to take the pill, and it happens during clinical studies also. So there are evolving things which are coming in, like there is a German company called Steiner. So what they have done, they have basically built a intelligence tool inside the wallet pack. So basically what happens, like you pop up one tablet or capsule and then take it during the clinical studies, and it is monitored manually, like whether you have taken, a patient has taken or not. So what they have done, it is difficult, very, very difficult to include that technology inside the blister. They have included the technology inside the wallet. So there is a layer of NFC enabled chip inside the wallet, and the moment you pop up one cavity, that information transfers to your automated system. So there is a app which is there which can tackle, basically it will track whether you have taken it or not. So it gives reminder also if you have not taken it. So that way, compliance level, and this is very, very important during the clinical studies, if you miss the compliance, the study outcome can be different. So this is already there. I believe, like what happens, I have seen recently the web series of Titan. So when a new technology comes in, it generally is very, very complex, very costly. And once it goes to mass scale, then it becomes easily affordable. I believe this is definitely going to happen for all these things. Second example, what I saw is a intelligent box. So basically this project is trying to help all the difficulties that we face in supply chain. Many of us in packaging development or supply chain, we face this market complaint that there is a damage in the box and we don't know where it happened. We will give all the controls which is available in our system and tell no, it has not happened. And generally we will suspect that it has happened somewhere in the supply chain. We don't know where it happened. So this box has two different unique features. First one is a technology which gives you live information. Like where if it is dropped, it will give an indication that it is dropped. But it is very expensive, first let me tell you that. And second is basically a digital panel which eliminates the complete labeling system. So basically you can update the label with whatever you need. RFID, different barcodes, everything you can customize. Basically you need not to do any major shift, many changes. So these are the two things which I felt is very, very future proof, and definitely maybe in future this will also come.
Yeah. So the good part about the technology is that as it scales up, it gets democratized actually. जो पहले RFID के साथ था, अभी RFID तो हर जगह पे यूज़ हो रहा है. तो I think similar things will come here as well. And the most important question of the day goes to you. तो mankind से इसलिए नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, because you choose that question. The question is in around the counterfeits actually. Yeah, Soumyanath, just tell me, because everybody understands that counterfeits is a big threat to the patient safety and also to the pocket of the promoters, right? So, so which technology or the combination of technology do you think, क्योंकि अभी देखा हम लोगों ने QR code didn't work or something like that, you feel that which could be more robust, scalable, looking at the Indian consumers or patients. So what could be a best as per you enter counterfeit solution?
Thank you very much, sir. First answer, no single technology can prevent counterfeit. Number one. And counterfeiter are the most smarter than us. You have to remember always. Secondly, you need to understand the counterfeiter. Strategically, we do a mistake always, counterfeiter. We think counterfeiter is like a similar company like us. No, they are working in the pockets. So the company, the people who is doing the counterfeiting in Haryana, not necessarily he is doing in Andhra Pradesh. It's a misconcept. The entire product is my counterfeit. No, this is completely wrong. So first, you attack on the local counterfeit, not in the mass counterfeit. Because if you attack on the mass counterfeit, you can never be done. Simple example, I'm giving you my company. We have a product, calciumous gel. Asar knows. It's a mass counterfeit. 30% product is counterfeits. It's a huge product. What we have done? We have done a complicated packaging, costly packaging mold. Design changes. Now, the bottle, which is readily available in the supermarket and other things, the small counterfeiter will not get it. Try to understand. Simple, my label was cylindrical bottle and a cap in a label. I can go anywhere, I can get it. If I design a complicated design and complicated cap, everything is complicated. Maybe the initial cost is high. Now the local counterfeiter is a small scale. It's maybe the 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs company. How they will invest 2.5 crore rupees for these things? And frankly speaking, we increase our sale 20%. I have a data with me. I have a data with me. This marketing has given the thing. So my first instincts, because the apps, QR code, why customer is going to do the check? Why you are giving this tax to them? Do take my medicine, pay for that, scan it, pay for that. Why I should do it? As a customer, why I should take pen? As a brand owner, you should give the security to the product. I am taking the product, you have to give the security, everything you have to give. I pay the product, I give all this product, 300 rupees, 400 rupees. Again, I do not know this is product is anti-counterfeit. No, I don't accept. The brand owner has to take the responsibility for that. First all. How they take the responsibility? They make a packaging system. First, very simple, singular. Make a packaging that customer can understand it's genuine or not genuine. This first, day one, I always, in every forum I tell, the customer are not going to do the scan. Please, less than 1% scan is happening in India. The QR code introduced more than 300 products. If you take the data, less than 1% scan has been happen. Less than 1% scan is happen. How do you expect a 300 kilometers from here, they will do this in a old mail, they will scan and take the pack. So make a pack, customer can identify easily within 2 seconds, that's a genuine pack, and the counterfeiter takes 2 years to duplicate the pack. Make this technology on that. First question is fast targeting the pack, only packaging can save the counterfeit. No one can save the counterfeit. Again and again I'm telling you. Because if I put the 2 water, you do not know which is the real water, which is the fake water. If I label it, it's the original water, it's the fake water, then you can understand this is the fake water, this is the original water. For me, both product is same. When packaging will segregate which is fake, which is real. So customer first make the packaging such a way, such a complicated way, investing for that, it will give you the return. No brand owner invest for the packaging 1 rupee until unless he get the 2 rupees from there. And here, counterfeiter, any brand owner will invest because they know 20%, 30% of product is counterfeiting. Number 1. Number 2, again I'm tell, no one single technology can prevent this counterfeiter. But they are just more smarter than me. What is happening in India? What is happening in the US? There is a 2 scenario. Always I told, don't compare the entire pharmaceutical company with the US export market with the Indian market. Both are the different scenario. Both completely different scenario. In US, they introduced track and trace, everything. Even in Singapore, if any product goes, every product is scanned, every product is identified, go to the all retailer, they identify this is the original product. But in India, it is not possible. In US, there is a track and trace system. Why we have Indian people have introduced for the, because a regulation has come. But here, there is no regulation. There is no such of regulation on that. So Indian scenario is completely different. US scenario is completely different. No brand owner to invest. If they don't say, no, don't use the serialization, nobody will use the serialization. I can guarantee you, nobody is going to charity for that. Secondly, in India, so QR code will not work for that because easily duplicating for this. The major defective area in the supply chain. Counterfeiting the most defective area the supply chain because it's happened most in the supply chain area. Because patient only believe in doctor and the chemist. They don't believe anybody which is counterfeit or not. Say no, this dukan mein sahi milta hai. Saman. But he does not know कि वो वाला दुकान जो नकली दवाई रखता है. He does not know also. Because they only trust on the doctor what is prescribed and they will go to the medicine shop which is the reliable the things. So where it is happened the problem? The supply chain. The robust supply chain is very, very important. I think rather than putting on this QR code, all these things, robust in the supply chain matter. So that the wrong medicine should not come to the patient. So that one, not from the wrong medicine coming to the patient, they will do the scan and I will take this wrong or right medicine. Rather than you control that things. So supply chain is the most important things. Most controlling area, all brand owner, how to control the supply chain area, how the distributor, how the chemist, all these things. This is the one for the cost area. First point I told, based on the packaging, complicated packaging, which is not easily duplicated, can be duplicated. But for that, the counterfeiter has to invest a lot. He will be discouraged for that. Why should I invest 2 crore mold to get 10 lakh rupees? Discourage them. We are doing the same test strategically. Third thing, the RFID, because Indian medicine people are thinking of the RFID, then NFD. Some of the medicine cost rupees 10. एक पत्ता का cost है 10 rupees है. Or you are putting NFD, the cost is 12 rupees. Is it possible? So not all medicine you need not to put the NFD. You have to identify it properly, which drug is going to identify counterfeit more and which is costly products. So accordingly, I believe it's a huge work on that, because if I give you the chart, 25% Indian drug is counterfeit. WHO data we have. 33% agriculture product is counterfeit. 33% product is counterfeit. I remember one day when we started the agri-tech division, so I went the senior level to the one of the shopkeeper, all these things to identify, because we are the new in the agriculture. बोलते सब आप छोड़ो पैकेजिंग, अब नकली कैसे ना बनाना है वो सोचो आप. हमारे पास नकली आता है सब. He told me the first question. आप उसको छोड़ो, सब लेवल फेबल छोड़ दो, आप नकली बचाओ सर. हमारे पास आधा चीज इधर ही बनता है. So I can tell more on that. So time may be a permit.
Yeah. So I think, but the good point here is not a single technology is like going to counter this. And I also see, Chakravarti, a lot of problem in our legislation as well. कि हमने पकड़ लिया, इस दुकान में मिलता है, दुकानदार दुकान बंद करके चला जाता है, और ड्रग इंस्पेक्टर कुछ कर नहीं पाता because sometimes he acts out of his personality. थोड़ा ज़्यादा aggressive है तो कुछ करता है, कुछ नहीं है तो वो भी चला जाता है. So I think rules and regulations need to be also changed in and around that. So, and there are some very good practices. So the problem with us is that we have never done this wholeheartedly. कोई एक vendor जाके government को बोलता है और उसकी बात सुन करके वो QR code डाल देते हैं. But they don't take that how the other industries like are getting benefited. Like in cement industry, it's like biggest problem of counterfeit, and they have done very good with this QR code only. They were successful, but we are not, because we didn't put whole heart and head and heart into it. Supply chain, the point he made, all the FMCGs, all the CPGs are able to do that, but we are not able to do that. हमारे सबके favorites होते हैं. आज सब वो favorites पे focus रह जाता है, जो favorite नहीं रहता वही counterfeit चला रहा होता है. So I think they're broken, and I think एक line मैंने आपका word पकड़ा जो broken बोलते हैं ना, broken value chain. So we are going by convenience. So I think that is also a very valid point which he has like tried to make. And if all the things that do not collaborate, it will be like very difficult, and the patient's life will be like endangered. I think I am like done with the questions, Leonora. And can I take questions from the audience? Yes. Yeah, please. Yes, please, ma'am.
The question is to the complete panel team, actually.
Yeah. Thank you.
So I am Shilpa from Fujifilm Sericol India. So we are the ink manufacturing company, coatings and ink manufacturer, and we are the key suppliers for supplying these materials to the pharma packaging. So we'd like to know your view about like regarding sustainability, because this is a very hot topic presently also. So how the compliances part taking and how it is mandatory when we talk about the secondary packaging and when we talk about the primary packaging. So it will be really helping for us also if you share your views regarding this.
if you have to distribute entire packaging into 2-3 categories. One is solid oral doses, liquid oral doses, injectables, and other things. You need to understand, suppose in ophthalmic products, see, its label itself is a secondary packaging materials. But what is happened? The ink and adhesive migrated to the ophthalmic products. And it's get extractable, leachable, and this is a regulatorily compliance. You need to comply. So you need to make a ink and adhesive such a way, the low migration ink and adhesive to use. So there is a compliance on that in India. Again, I'm again and again pursuing this thing in India. There is a no regulation for the extractable, leachable study. Can you imagine? But in US, that is mandatorily, any ophthalmic product, you have to do extractable, leachable study. So that is the beyond, like we are making the medicine for Indian in such a way, and for US we are making the medicine in a different way. That is the two gap. And you know, when the mankind has introduced all ophthalmic bottles, low extractable and leachable, low extractable and low ink and adhesive, all ophthalmic bottle. We have decided, irrespective of the cost, we'll do it. That is the USP on that. That's the thing. Secondly, the major things I'll tell you, the nitrosamine issues. That is one of the major contributor from the ink. Because unknown companies, low cost companies, they do not know what kind of raw material is taking from that. And that things sometimes, even in the solid oral doses, the nitrosamine issues is there. So I believe the brand owner of what the government is taking, you have to take from the registered packaging materials, which is probably government has proposed from that. Like US FDA, there is a type 3 DMF number. If you do it, they will get a number 22223. In India, you have to do the registered packaging supplier, which have the registered packaging. Irrespective of the internal audit, probably government need to audit that facility, whether they are using the correct packaging material or not, or where it is making on the store. So regulation is very important on that. Basically, ink is such a complicated thing, complicated chemistry, which is major contribution for the impurities, all these things. So brand owner and regulators all have a proper responsibility to control the ink part.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
So one point I have to add is, you have to look into the substrate also. Substrate on what it is going to be applied. If it's on the glass bottle, there is no issue. If it's on the aluminum canister, again there is no issue. See, these ophthalmic bottles are mainly those are made up of LDP, light, low density polyethylene. So the permeability is more. So my suggestion, your question was, how to develop the ink. You should have a questionnaire. There should be a questionnaire, whether it is for primary packaging, secondary packaging, what is the substrate, what is the material of construction of the primary packaging material. So, rubber stopper manufacturing companies, they are having a good questionnaire. You can develop a questionnaire format with the pharmaceutical companies, and then you can send, before developing that ink, you get those answers, and when you will develop that ink, it will be appropriate for that particular function.
Exactly, right. It's going to be a custom-made design formulation for each.
Just building on that, just 1 minute, building on that same part and what Prasad told. Generally what happens, like when we order the packaging material, you are one of the sub-suppliers, right, or our converters. So when as a sub-supplier, when you are giving your product to our supplier, you don't know where it is getting used, right? So that part you don't have any visibility. So I believe what Soumya told and what Prasad also told, there are semi-permeable packaging where this is very, very critical. Even from the shipper also we get a extractable, like leachable coming into the product. You just imagine shipper and it is coming to the product. So we cannot imagine that, but that also happens. I think awareness is definitely one thing which you should understand. And from a product development perspective also, I feel whatever information we give in the specification as much as possible will be very, very critical. Like in few cases, we also do, I think we all are doing, we are specifying the ink. We are even specifying the vendor from where you should get it. So that is very, very critical in order to be absolutely okay. Like we know what our product needs, you may not know. what it needs.
I think one point from my side that you can also educate your supplier that it's not suitable for such kind of labels.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing all of your views.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Nagrao from Haikal, Bangalore. I have one question. Why are most important leachable studies for packing material? And then one more, every 10 batch or 20 batch performing the nitrosamine or heavy metal test. Why not every batch will not do? Why most important leachable studies for packing material?
Mishra.
You need to understand what is extractable and what is leachable first. See, extractable is basically the contribution from the packaging materials. There is no relationship with the leachables. When the packaging materials is contact with the products, there must be the thousand of extractable any of the product, not necessarily all extractable are leachables. Okay. So suppose in ophthalmic products, the liquid product, even in the injectable, all these things, the rubber, the contributor for the extractable leachable, the glass vials and the rubber stopper, basically contributor for that. So if you do the extractable study for the, even if the potential extractable study you take from the vendors, you have thousands of molecules, 10, 20 pages, but not necessarily all extractable are leachables. When this extractable is interact with the drug product, that is converted into leachables. Okay, again, all leachable is not dangerous. Again, there is a 3 categories: below 80 level, 80 level, above the 80 levels. If below 80 level, you need not to do anything test on that. FDA is permitted on that. Above 80 level, you have to identify the molecules, and above 80 level, you have to do the toxicological study. So the first importance in the packaging part, take the all extractable from the vendor as much as possible and from the formulation team. Sir, ये extractable है, this is the extractable, this can come out, you studied it. And if you feel any impurities, any extra impurities get in the stability study, just inform us, I'll talk to the vendor, all that. So this is the important key where the extractable and leachable is required for that. And all packaging, all plastic material will give the extractable. You cannot prevent it. But again and again, there is a limit on that. There is a limit on that, that you consume that amount per day, it will not be harmful for that. And second question was your nitrosamine for all cases. Okay. So see, first of all, your nitrosamine, how do nitrosamine is produced? If your product API does not have the nitrosamine, your packaging cannot contribute to nitrosamine. Please keep in mind. If your product itself a nitrosamine, API and formulation itself come with the nitrosamine, it will contribute in the stability study. And packaging will contribute also, because maybe the headspace, maybe the permeation, maybe the temperature, all these things. And now, if you tell you want to do each batch's nitrosamine, is maybe difficult for that. You have to trust somewhere on that. You do the 3-4 batches, all that, and then make a commitment that these are the packaging material your supply continuously, this is the composition. So there is a least chance for that. But you have to take the risk a bit.
See, the nitrosamines, like, no, once you prove it, like, no, it's already proven, like, either it come from the either incoming material, environment, equipment, right, or a combination of all these things. Once you have proven that you can control, that is not contributing anything to the further any improvement in the nitrosamine, you don't need to do. Why you wanted to do? You need to, like, no, you need to build the quality into the product. You should not test each product for the, like, no, it is a test for pass. It should not be the case.
1 minute. See, nitrosamine, how do they form? It's nitrosates plus amines and then temperature. 3 components are, yeah. So you'll have to do a risk assessment based on the molecule and what are the surroundings, like packaging material. So based on risk assessment, you can decide the frequency of their nitrogen. Your question was frequency of testing, right? So that frequency of testing should be based on the risk assessment. There are some certain molecules, they will not have at all the risk nitrosamine impurities. So you are getting three answers actually. When one question, 3 persons are answering.
Amine, there is a chance of nitrosamine. Chemistry, it's contain amine, amine. There is a probability and possibility that contribute to the nitrosamine because that make the tertiary amine. Presence of temperature, heat, and all these things. So you have to be, what he is telling absolutely right. You have to keep watching what is the molecule you are working on that.
Yes.
You can take another couple of questions. We'll go that side. Also, you're just being here. You can give it to that.
Right.
If I compare cost from top 12 company, it's not required, sir. Cost will be,
I think they are recording, yeah. They are recording, yeah. Yeah.
the cost will be more higher side. And if you'll say 1,000 companies are told in the Baddi it's going to shut down because of schedule upgradation, they are giving with more cheaper price. So we are the US supplier, as sir suggested, we are able to manufacture with 11 paisa per tablet. Why we cannot done for India market? And this all 12 players, why they cannot match the price with our small companies? If they can match, this counterfeit problem will be resolved. That is my opinion.
No.
So that
You're
I need,
sorry. So the biggest advantage what the bigger company have is the numbers. Correct? So आपको कॉस्ट करना है तो आप न्यूमरेटर में भी काम कर सकते हो, डिनोमिनेटर में भी काम कर सकते हो. तो yesterday अब आपको मैं बताऊं, इनका 11 पैसा है, जो डोलो बनता है वो 6 पैसे में बनता है.
I am with him only, sir.
या 6 पैसे में बनता है डोलो. उनका जो कन्वर्जन कॉस्ट है वो 6 पैसे में. कोई भी छोटी कंपनियों को डोलो का कन्वर्जन कॉस्ट नहीं मैच कर सकती है. मेरा जो कन्वर्जन कॉस्ट है वो 8 पैसा है, 8 पैसा. तो बिगर कंपनी हैव गॉट नंबर्स. The problem is different actually. The problem is the supply chain. The problem is how the medicines are getting promoted, and wrong things has been given. The bigger companies are I would say their overheads are not very big. They have done a fantastic job. Then there is only one thing which is going to happen. There is a leap of faith which will come in due course of time, and Girish is sitting. These guys are working on continuous manufacturing. Once that comes, तो 5 पैसा हो जाएगा. कोई भी छोटा कंपनी 5 पैसा नहीं मैच कर पाएगा. आप सोच सकते हो 5 पैसा कन्वर्जन का गिरीश का कोई मैच कर पाएगा? आगे चल के कोई नहीं मैच कर पाएगा. So we have got volume. So that is helping us. The reason is entirely different actually. The problem is with the medicine. I can tell you the quality of raw materials, what they use, and the other thing. The conversion cost is not a problem. The problem is the substandard. And I don't know how this is going to further, and I can also not comment, and I'm not supposed to comment on stage because my company is a very listed company. So a lot of government intervention is going to happen in this. So I think there lot of things will improve in due course of time.
Thank you, sir.
धीरे से स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का लाइसेंसिंग अथॉरिटी निकलने वाला है. क्या बात करते हो आप? So I think that is where we cannot comment. Every company has got right. Let them do. But मैंने आपको एक लाइन बोला, उसको दोबारा रिपीट मत कराओ आप. आगे बहुत कुछ होने वाला है यार.
My name is Dr. Madhav Chakravarti. I was a Joint Director, Regional Head of Indian Institute of Packaging, Hyderabad, as well as Indian Institute of Packaging of Delhi. I retired from my IIP job, but I am in the packaging sector and started my own company in the packaging consultancy and the training and seminar. Very interesting, the forum. All of you are knowledgeable. I came from Delhi to just listen this session in this morning, and I'll be going back in the evening. And when I've seen all the names are there, they are all knowledgeable persons are there. I found very interesting. Thank you, all of you, for your answers. Now, I have only one question. It's a common for everyone. I say India is asking this question firstly. Our population is very big. Market is very big. Indian market, domestic market itself so big. Many people they are thinking by selling the product in India is very much profitable. Then additional part which you are exporting, excellent, is a bonus. Now here in Indian market, what challenges, what Soumya has answered already. Bhagirath Place is a Delhi market where I went also. I found shops, one shop price is 150 rupees, next shop is 60 rupees, same packet. Another shop 300 rupees. So it's a total confusion to the consumer. It's not a fault of manufacturer. So this is a thing which is being sold in the market in a different way that people are attracting by the price reduce. Even this a very low quality product and all, people are not understanding that thing. So education to the people is very much important, which is a all technology which is talking about the overt and covert, that is the anti-counterfeit system, that has to be overt which is there, that has to be much more open and so that people can understand and easy to understandable. That's the only solution which can help us to consciousness. This is what now my question is to do that thing, what is your answer to it? That is my thing.
I'll answer to your question. See, it's a mind concept. See, my company, my owner are critically want to invest for the counterfeits. They have given open-handed to work on that. Okay, so it's a mindset of the company who will invest for the packaging part to do all these things. It's a very, very important part, the mindset. If you want, you can do. आपने सोच लिया तो करेंगे सर दोस्त. उसमें there is no excuse on that. If you feel you will do it, there should be no excuse on that. And it is given to us. Task has given, you have to do it. And he's follow-upping. So it's a mindset, I'll tell you, and can be done. I cannot tell you can stop, but you can reduce. You can reduce a significant way.
Thank you. Just one thing, what I'd like to announce to all of you. We, in this regard, we are organizing a big summit in pharma packaging, next-gen pharma packaging and medical devices in Delhi, in Heroes Hotel, during 1st and 2nd of September. So many speakers, followers from here and all over India coming. Chakravarti Gadu is also there, and overseas speakers are also there. So I invite everyone to come and join there. Right. And it's an excellent forum. A lot of things, the medical devices and drug delivery system, that thing is there. And I came to invite everyone to join. Thank you very much.
There's one.
Give a big round of applause for this group. This is we are missing.
There's one point actually. Actually, there is a lot of learning lying in other industries. Since you made this point, तो पहले तो मैंने आपको सीमेंट इंडस्ट्री का बताया, ये पेंट इंडस्ट्री ने किया है. तो पेंट इंडस्ट्री goes to each and every shop and asks for the price. And on a real time they post. अच्छा, the way they ask is also very. They will ask only 3 questions. अच्छा, कोई उसमें चल रहा है क्या? Scheme चल रहा है क्या? And they have been asked these 3 questions, and these 3 questions will give कि यहाँ पे 300 का मिल रहा है, यहाँ पे 60 का मिल रहा है, and जो 60 का एशियन पेंट बेच रहा है वो फर्जी है, वो कुछ नहीं बोलेगा वहाँ से, चुपचाप निकल जाएगा, वो चुपचाप निकल जाएगा, and this information goes, and then they have got their own mechanism. The point here is that there are a lot of learning in other industries. We should learn from them, and आई थिंक काउंटरफेट में तो 5 कंपनी ने, हम लोगों ने एक कंसोर्टियम भी बनाया है, and we are like working very hard, but I think one thing I missed, and I made this point कि सौम्या को तुमने उसमें बुलाया गया, तो people are either from consultant, ex-IPS officer, but I want a person from the packaging, or who is like responsible for packaging development, should also be a part of that committee. And that was my request to Hani, who is like managing from Mankind. And this was something I even proposed to Sun Pharma because they know me very well. So unko bhi hai. And also, before I close this meeting, I don't know how many of you are from productions, manufacturing, engineering and procurement. In each and every URS for anything, whether it's a packing material, whether it's an equipment, please include these guys. Please include these guys. Don't go without their consent. You will suffer a lot in the long run. Yeah, ये गलती सब करते हैं और मैं इसी नोट के साथ है ना I will just close this. Thank you so much for being a very interactive audience.